Early on in the new Star Wars canon, we were introduced to a group called the Droid Gotra. They were a droids' rights activist group that occasionally dabbled in terrorism. Since their introduction in the book Tarkin, they've been mentioned in the Darth Vader comics, the Dr. Aphra comics, the book Last Shot, and most recently, the book Most Wanted. We don't know a lot about their organization right now, but I wanted to take some time to talk about them and explore why they've popped up so frequently. The Droid Gotra was originally founded by battle droids that survived the Clone Wars and had grievances against being forced into violence. Similar to L337, they were dedicated to droid emancipation. They claimed to want nothing more than peace and freedom just like any sentient species, and viewed their cause as the most important goal in the galaxy. They dismissed the idea that they were terrorists as Imperial propaganda, although some of their more extreme members, like the Cyban Front, would definitely fit that description. Similar to Saw Gerrera giving the Rebel Alliance a bad reputation, the Cyban Front did the same to the Droid Gotra. Even so, the non-extremist droids in the group still viewed organic beings as expendable to their quest, and made the chilling claim that they didn't need organics anymore. Keeping that in mind, they often used organic beings to do their dirty work, which can be seen in Most Wanted, but also in the Darth Vader comics. The Gotra were responsible for hiring Dr. Aphra to recover the 000 Protocol personality matrix, which could turn a normal Protocol droid into an insane, murderous torture specialist, as well as the BT-1 assassin droid, which was a rolling arsenal hidden inside an astromech. She was also meant to liberate a droid factory on Geonosis, and while Aphra was successful in all these things, she turned her findings over to Darth Vader instead of the Gotra. Later, when Aphra recovered a memory crystal that held the identity of an ancient Jedi called Rur, the Cyban Front wished to purchase and destroy it since it had the ability to take control of droids. It's interesting that this group has continued to pop up and remind us that there are droids out there actively organizing to stand up for their freedom. Not only that, but they've appeared in multiple media. If they had only appeared in the books, I don't know that I would think much of it as an ongoing plot point, but the fact that we've now seen droid rights and sentience appear in books, comics, and a film makes me sit up and take notice. Is it possible that we're building towards some sort of emancipation for droids? Outside of the Droid Gotra, we've seen a number of other stories that involve droid sentience. The 3PO one-off comic very strongly hinted that even memory wipes couldn't remove a droid's past, as 3PO has flashes of his former life with Anakin and Padme. We've also seen droids suffer some mental disorders you would think are only reserved for organics. Chopper displays some pretty clear signs of PTSD. He resists being placed into a Y-Wing at one point because he was shot down and nearly destroyed in one, and we even see him revisit what I assume is the crash site in another episode. This is a theme explored all the time in science fiction, and while I would argue that Star Wars is more of a fantasy overall, it definitely has sci-fi elements. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be sentient? Stories like Blade Runner or Battlestar Galactica are some of the best and most thought-provoking looks at this idea, but Star Wars might be about to dive in as well. It might make for some interesting stories set in the 30 years between episodes 6 and 7. Most droids might be committed to a peaceful resolution, but groups like the Cyban Front could be a new and dangerous threat. Not only that, but I don't think their reason for fighting would be wrong. Based on what we've seen so far, I think most droids do deserve better treatment than they are receiving. There's even a line in the Last Jedi Visual Dictionary that might suggest they have gained some equality, because the Resistance has a rule that droids and organics are allowed equal access to escape pods. But that could also just prove that the Resistance are the good guys and mean nothing more. But what do you guys think? Is Star Wars building to some kind of droid revolution or emancipation? If so, do you think it will be peaceful or violent? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.